Hey there, it's Diane Forster, and are you ready to get rid of your anxiety and replace it with anticipation so that you can be excited about your life? Well, get ready, because today on I Have Today, we are talking about replacing your anxiety with anticipation. Welcome back if you've been here before, and if you're new, I want to say welcome to the channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell so you can get notified when we have new episodes, and welcome to the I Have Today family. And so what we've been doing in this series, it's a 6-part series, and this is part 5. We've been talking about the importance of replacing certain words out of your life. And I've given you the top 6 words that you need to remove from your vocabulary and given you the words that you need to replace them with. And how this whole process started for me was I started to discover in my own journey and experience through my own reinvention and really studying law of attraction and manifestation, how powerful language was and why, some things were coming easily to me and other things weren't. And I discovered a key missing ingredient in law of attraction and manifestation is language. So people talk about all the time, they're doing the visualization, they're making the vision boards, they're feeling as if they go to the feeling place. But then what's happening is in our day-to-day lives, they're not communicating in the right way. And so it's literally blocking the manifestations from coming in, or at least certainly stopping them. So I wanted to showcase the top 6 words that you need to remove from your life and replace them with in order for you to start manifesting like crazy. So this series is called Change Your Language, Change Your Life. And as I mentioned, this is part 5 of our 6-part video series. And so if this is the first one that you're tuning into, you may want to go back and check out the other ones. So today is all about getting rid of your anxiety and replacing it with anticipation and why that's so important. And so those feelings of anxiousness can really be debilitating. And I am such an advocate for helping people who are suffering with depression and anxiety and having suicidal thoughts, because that was my journey, a suicide attempt, and really empowering people to really own their power and live from a place of feeling worthy, feeling confident, and having a deep level of self-love. So one of the things that we're suffering with, and the statistics are off the charts, and they're at an all-time high: suicides, depression, anxiety. So I know that if you're watching this right now, or if you're tuned into this right now, either you or someone you know is suffering from this. And so what I want to do is give you some tools and resources today to really alleviate the anxiety out of your life and replace it with anticipation. So why is this so important? The reason why is that mental health is your number 1 priority. That every ailment, every disease, or certainly 95% of them or more, I can't remember what the statistics are, I can't remember who said it. I think it was Dr. Bruce Lipton who said that 95% of diseases start as stressors. So mental health and mental awareness is our number 1 responsibility. Working on our mindset and developing an understanding of our mindset, the way the brain works, how this is playing a role in your life is critical, and it needs to be a priority in your life. And it's certainly a priority in my life, and it's so much about the work that I do. I coach clients privately, I coach in groups, I offer this TV show and the podcast, I go out speaking, I write, and everything that I do has focus around mindset. It is the key to everything, and it needs to be a priority in your life, and you need to create the room and the time in your life to be working on your mindset, because we have each our own perception, our perception of the world. No 2 people think alike. No 2 people can see what is in each other's minds, right? So we have to honor that within ourselves. So while we live in this great, big, beautiful world, the only world that really matters is the one that you perceive. And so your mindset is a priority. So I'm going to give you some tools and resources to help you to really take your feelings of anxiety and create them into feelings of anticipation. And I know it seems like I'm going, kind of backwards the way to do it, but trust me, in this process, this is the way it works. So the number one thing that I want you to do in putting your mindset as priority number one is you need to meditate. Number one, meditation, meditation, meditation. I cannot emphasize it enough. I know from my own personal experience, meditation turned my world around. It opened up so many creative ideas and opportunities. It alleviated so much pain out of my life, negative thinking, physical ailments, so much. The health benefits on a physical level, on an emotional level, on a spiritual level, and on a mental level will blow you away. So if you are not currently meditating, I am going to implore that you do. And one of the ways that you could do it is on my channel, I have 4 guided meditations right there. I have Manifest Money, Manifest Love, Manifest Success, Manifest Happiness. That would be a great way for you to start. They're under 5 minutes to really start quieting the mind and shutting off the noise and allowing yourself to honor your mindset, okay? And what's going to happen is then once you start that meditation practice, the next thing it's going to move into is now how are you showing up in your life? And one of the greatest gifts out of doing a meditation practice is you start responding to things instead of reacting to things. And that comes from a quieted mindset and honoring that and allowing yourself to really tune into that. And so how does that lead into creating the bridge from anxiety over to anticipation? When you are responsive to things instead of reactive to things, your blood pressure, your heartbeat, your central nervous system is all coming from a place of a more quieted place. So you're not running on that fight or flight energy that lives in the brain and in our mindset, right? So it allows you that moment to just stop for a second and give yourself that momentary pause to think before you do, to think before you speak, and understand that that moment can totally change your day, can totally change the trajectory of your life in that moment, because now you're not so reactionary to things and saying things like, oh, I'm so worried about that, or, feelings of anxiety and going to that projected future worry instead of going from a place of, I know this is going to be okay, and I've always been okay. So what would it feel like instead to have anticipation about something instead of anxiety about something? So it gives you that momentary pause. And I know it doesn't seem like much, but it is huge. If you start doing these tips that I'm giving you, start with meditation. Allow the meditation to allow you to start responding to things instead of reacting to things. It calms everything down, and already through intention, through the meditation, you're going to be calmer, and through your physiology, you are going to be calmer. So already you're setting yourself up for success by feeling less anxious about things, which will allow you to feel more anticipation and excitement about things. Because you are supposed to be excited about your life. You are supposed to be living it in anticipation of the next fun thing and the next fun thing and the next fun thing. You're not supposed to be feeling anxious and worried about it and feelings of low self-worth and worried, have fear, have doubt, have trepidation, and now have anxiety. These are the words that we're getting rid of out of your life and replacing with these more positive, uplifting words and emotions. You are supposed to feel really good about it every day. You truly are. So, by having a meditation practice, allowing yourself to respond instead of react, you take that momentary pause to give yourself that gap, that space to go, wait a minute. Is this the way I want to feel? Is this the way I want to speak? Is this the way I want to respond to something? Is there a more positive way for me to be? And so one of the last and most powerful tools I'm going to give you, I learned from Abraham Hicks. I'm a huge Aber. I love Abraham Hicks. And one of the things that I heard Abraham say that I've integrated into my life is this sentence, and I want you to do it too. So maybe you want to write this down after you hear this or see this today. Since things are always working out for me, I know that I'll know the answers to this at some point. So in the meantime, I'm going to live in anticipation of what's to come. Okay? I love that. So I love the since part, not if things are working out for me or when things are working out for me, which is still a powerful thing. Since they are, there's such a level of confidence and positivity and worthiness and empowerment in that one word. Isn't that amazing? So I love that. So since things are always working out for you, because they are always working out for you, you may not know it in the moment, but if you stop and look for the gift and the opportunity in that moment, at some point you will see what it is. And so since things are always working out for you, allow yourself to live in anticipation and excitement for what's to come. You know, what I want to end this video with is something that's really powerful. And it's meant so much to me in my life. You don't want to know every single outcome of your journey. You really, really don't. It would be so boring in your life if you knew that you were going to get everything you want the moment you wanted it, right? How boring would that be? So what I've embraced and I love the uncertainty of life. I love living in the discomfort of what the next thing is, and that sounds negative and it's really not, but it's being comfortable, being in the uncomfortable, being in the unknown of what's coming next, because that allows the universe to surprise and delight you, because you just don't know what the next thing is going to be, but I guarantee you it's going to be something that surprises and delights you if you live in this place. So if you're not open to allowing the surprises to come into your life, and honestly, who doesn't love surprises? I mean, I love surprises. In my former marriage and relationship, my former husband never surprised me, ever, ever, ever. And that just wasn't important to him, and he needed to have me give him a list of things that I wanted for my birthday or Christmas. And even if he did something that was a surprise for me, he would tell me ahead of time. So I never got surprised, and I would tell him all the time, I really do love surprises. And I embrace that. And who doesn't love surprises? Like, we want things to surprise and delight us. And if you had all the answers up front, where would the magic be in your life, right? It's so much more fun to be open to, oh my God, I wasn't even expecting that, and that thing came through. That person, that partner, that connection, that date, whatever it is, like that surprise money. So it's being able to be in a place of anticipation and excitement for the miracles that are coming in your lives. And so I want you to make sure that you are subscribed, because what we're going to start doing here in this series is I'm going to start doing even more videos. We are here every week consistently, but I want to start sharing some really powerful other tools and tips and resources that I have. So one of them is going to be 10 powerful affirmations that you can start implementing into your life right away. So we'll have that video coming up soon. So this video is about you really getting rid of the anxiety in your life and replacing it with excitement, and getting rid of the word anxiety and replacing it with the word anticipation, and living from a place of childlike wonder, excitement. Like, I wonder what miracles are going to come today. Every single day when I wake up and my feet hit the floor, I start with an affirmation that is, I have today to love my life. Something really good is going to happen to me today. I can feel it. Miracles, big and small, I notice them all. Yes, 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 thank you. And I start many of my mantra meditations with that same affirmation. So what it does is it allows me to be open to anticipation and excitement and be in search. My mind is looking for miracles, big and small, all day long, which is really, really powerful. And I try not to wake up in a space of whatever was happening in my past. Like we talked about in the last video series, that's not where you want to be coming from. You want to be future forward facing. You want to live intentionally in the now, be intentional, be deliberate, be decisive, be confident, be focused, come from those places, but have a future vision for your life, like Dr. Joe Dispenza says. And so you want to be able to be thinking about the life you want and come from a state where you can actually create it by becoming it. And so if you're living in anxiety, I am telling you right now, you are not coming from that place. You're living in pain from your past. You're anxious because you think that past events are going to repeat themselves in your life. You think those things are going to happen to you. And so you're carrying a future fear into your reality now and into forward-facing living. And you don't want to be living that way. You want to come from a place of anticipation. Remember that song from the 70s? I think it was Carly Simon, Anticipation. Like, download that track and listen to that if that helps you to replace your anxiety with anticipation. In fact, in the description area, we will put a link to that song on here. So awesome and cool. All right, so let's recap today. So we're going to get rid of your anxiety and replace it with anticipation, because we want you to be excited about your life. Get excited about your life each and every day. So remember that mental health is your number one priority. And in order to put focus on that each and every day, you need to start a meditation practice every single day. And that will allow you to start responding in life instead of reacting in life. And don't forget the last key, so important. In those moments, in your day-to-day moments where you're feeling anxiety and you're starting to get those anxious feelings and you want to replace it with anticipation instead, remember, since things are always working out for me, I may not know why this is happening to me now, but at some point in my life I will. So in the meantime, I'm going to live with anticipation and excitement of how that's going to unfold and how that is to come. And dear universe, I am open to the most extraordinary way of that happening. All right? So start anchoring that into your life every day. All right. That's it for this week's video, which is part 5 of Change Your Language, Change Your Life. And what we're going to do is we're going to put links to the other videos in the description so you can go check those out and get those words out of your life. And so that's it for this week. I want to say thank you so much for being here. Please comment and engage, and I answer all of them. Be a part of the I Have Today family so that I can support you and bring you more videos like this to help you and support you in your life. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.